Hey everybody, today is January 29th, 2026. Every now and then when I get bored, I just start watching a lot of my older videos, and that's what made me want to, do my like a mini like a mixtape type of video. A lot of my haters was mad that I made that video. Oh man, it's funny. But yeah, man, I just been reminiscing, man, like I've been here for a long time already, man. Like time has been flying, yo. It's just like I remember when I first found this information, man. The first Zach Hubbard video it was like in 2016 and shit. And I'm like, yo, that was 10 years already, man. And it was funny because I wish I had my older channel because on my older channel it was even more vintage videos, man. But there was a lot. There's a lot of classic videos in this channel as well. Cause this channel's been up for a while. This was my first video after I got. Yeah, actually, yeah, it was. No, yeah, they deleted a bunch of videos, man. Like I don't even have. I did it because I did I remade the George Floyd video after they deleted my other channel, and I don't think that video is here anymore. Let me see. Man, look how much work we put in. Oh yeah, so it's still here. 5 years ago, yeah, still here. Jesus Christ. I want to watch. I'm just gonna play some videos from the past because for some reason people only probably don't even know that these videos exist. Like how many of you know that we did a whole documentary about when we did the gathering at the World Trade Center site? People, this video, well, it got 2,000 views, but I think this video should have had a lot more views. Um, Somebody said I'm a fraud. I've never fraud anybody in my life, man. I don't even know what that is. So Integrity 101 says, as far as what more can you do? It's simple. Show all your picks and post all your picks. After a sports season, if you're winning more often the next average Joe NFL guy, then yeah, impressive. Shout out to Devin. You're not a hater. If you have to say you're not a hater, then you're a hater. I mean, I don't know what else I need to do. I mean, we've called so many championships in advance. I mean, the proof is right there. Did you watch this video? I mean, what if you watch that video, a lot of those calls, I made a lot of those predictions during the live stream, and the game was still going on. For example, the Dodgers and Blue Jays. That video, that moment that I uploaded, it was the bottom of the 11th, and there was a man on third and first, and I had the Dodgers, and I was on the live stream telling people that the Dodgers was gonna win. A lot of people, they come on YouTube after the fact or the next day, but I came on YouTube while the game was still going on, and the Blue Jays could have hit a walk off home run, and I would have lost my pick. So I don't know what more can I do because I call that being transparent. Like, all right, so what I'll do is let's watch it together. I want to watch some other videos too, but let's take a look at the history of Simple Truth TV.
Nico, but I'm sure you hit all the same things. He died on a 67-date numerology, the blood sacrifice number. It was also a date with 13 numerology. His rap name, KJ Ball, is 13. The date has 47 numerology as well. His first name, Noel Kennedy, which comes to 47. I mean, it's obvious that his number was up on this date. And, yeah, I know what his birthday. Well, he didn't make, well, the news came out 44 weeks after his birthday, right? He actually died, though, 16 days before his upcoming birthday, and it says his hit song is Switch the Game, which equals 60, just like Fleet, and I know you were talking about Fleet and Murder by Numbers. So, yeah, man, I mean, just keep up the good work, but those people you were debating with, I mean, they were just trying to argue and say, like, oh, I know who killed him. Yeah, maybe they do know who killed him. But then they're calling in saying, I'm not going to say nothing, I'm not snitching. I mean, then what's the point of calling in and saying that? I mean, anybody can call in and just talk nonsense and claim to know things that maybe...
What would be your biggest challenge in a job like this?
Can't wait for Ron Torbert to start blowing the whistle on the Kansas City Chiefs on February 9th. The 61-year-old referee. I always have good luck with Ron Torbert. You know, this was the guy who allowed the Los Angeles Rams to win over the Cincinnati Bengals. You guys remember that Super Bowl? It was a big 62 ritual dedicated to the Queen. And here we are in 2025, while Mr. Torbert is 61 years old. I repeat, he is 61 years old, and he will be the lead referee at the Super Bowl on February 9th, 2025. And if you guys did not know, in the language of gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, the name Jalen Hurts and Philadelphia, they both equate to 61. And if Andy Reid loses the Super Bowl to Philadelphia and Jalen Hurts, he will pick up his 61st loss with the franchise against his former team. Now, I just want to make something very clear, right? We all know there's a narrative for the three-peats. But the reason I had the Buffalo Bills is because of the video that came out last year when Patrick Mahomes was at the parade and he guaranteed that he was going to three-peat. Now, I don't know in what person's mind do you guys ever think for 1 second that these people are going to tell you the script. How do you guys even believe these people for 1 second? If these people say we're going to win, that's an automatic red flag. All right? Now, let's get to the good part. I'm going all in on the Philadelphia Eagles, believe it or not. If you look at the screen, it says here that Patrick Mahomes, he is 3-1 in Super Bowls for his career. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, you can't fade 41. But how can you fade 32. When you have the two 32 teams playing against each other. Keep in mind that the NFL also equates to 32 in gematria. They're going to win regardless. We just don't know what day. Because, again, like I said, there's a narrative for it to end on each of one of those days. Now, what we're trying to figure out is what day makes the most sense. If you ask me, I think it makes the most sense for them to win tomorrow. Because not only is that the anniversary of their last championship, but we know how much these people pay tribute to area codes. They love area codes. And tomorrow is 617. So how perfect for the 617 area code to celebrate a championship on 617? Television today is February 11th, 2024. It's Super Bowl Sunday. The Super Bowl is about to start in an hour. I just want to give you guys one big clue before you guys place your bets today. So let me just show you guys how the NFL is rigging their games real quick and how they're using other leagues to as like a form of predictive programming to let people know in a way, or at least mock the people with what's going to happen in the NFL. So this is something we've been documenting for years now. So all the leagues, all the professional leagues are all rigged together. They are all rigged together. And usually around these big games like the Super Bowl, like the World Series and the NBA Finals, we see a lot. We pick up on a lot of clues just looking at the records of the other leagues and what's going on in the other leagues. For example, today on Super Bowl Sunday, there were two NBA games. The Celtics were playing the Heat on the road, and the Kings were playing the Thunder on the road. Right now, if you take a look, the Celtics, they picked up their 41st win of the season on Super Bowl Sunday. And in the language of gematria, Super Bowl equals 41. But if you notice the Heat, they became 15-13 at home on the day that number 15, Patrick Mahomes, is going to go against number 13, Brock Purdy. Right? And they did the same thing in the other game. The Kings became 15-13 away on the day that number 15 is going to go against number 13 in the Super Bowl. And if you notice, the Kings, because they lost with 113 points, that's a big number. That's a big number. Look at my notes on Patreon. You're going to see why this number is big. Patrick Mahomes, he is 10-3 as an underdog. That number also has a lot to do with Kobe Bryant. But if you notice the first game, which was the Celtics and Heat, it was 200. The game ended 110-106, 216 combined points. And in gematria, Patrick LaVon Holmes equals 216. Of course, 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. Now, look, this is the big clue. This is what I want you guys to really pay attention to before you guys go and put your money on the 49ers. I can't tell you who to bet on. All I can do is just give you the information and you make your own judgment. Okay? Look. If you notice where they have the 15 and where the 13 is in the home and away record, right? The 15 is on the winning side. And the 13 is on the losing side, right? When you're reading the home records and the away records, this is how many wins you have. This is how many losses you have. So that he have 15 wins, 13 losses. Are they trying to tell us that number 15 is going to win and number 13 is going to lose in the NFL? I think that's what they're trying to communicate to us. Does that sound like a fraud? Sounds like a pretty smart guy. Who else caught that? Who else caught that? Is that fraud behavior? I don't think so.
When I see it.
It's the corner. It's a fair ball. It's extra bases. Tying run and score. in a flash.
Yeah, if this game goes beyond the 11th inning, I'm gonna just have to come back tomorrow because I can't be here, all night. Because there's a man on third, they might get that run in and tie the game again. So just in case that happens, I'm gonna end the live stream, and I'll come back probably tomorrow and discuss the ritual.
And now another opportunity for the Blue Jays. They have not cashed in a couple of them.
Did they play for the tie here? Corners think so. They're pinched in. This is Kiner Falefa, who's in for his defense. He's a good bunter. Lays down a perfect one. Yamamoto to first in time. Tying run to third. Addison Barger to the plate. Mark Pryor, interpreter Will Ayrton, out to talk with Yamamoto, Roki Sasaki, and Clayton Kershaw.
We've got a scenario here where it's not the end of the world if they pitch around Barger and you get him on first base because you got a double play candidate, but a guy who can handle the bat.
Because I think, since today is Fernando's 65th birthday, they might end the score 6-5. And I don't want to wait for that to happen, so I just hope it ends in this inning.
And lift it.
By the way, out of the 5 walk-off wins in World Series history, they've all broken ties. Never been a Game 7 walk-off home run to go from behind to win. Barger, who's hitting .480 in this Fall Classic. The infield pulled in for the Dodgers. Guerrero the tying run at third. Yamamoto's pitch. Outside, ball one. The 1-0. Ball two.
You don't think him being the runner on second in Game 6, making the final out's on his mind right now and trying to do something special? And they are borderline pitching away from him.
On a 2-0 pitch. Barger takes 5, 3-0. Kirk waits on deck.
He's got to think off speed. Even 3-0, if you got the green light, you've got to think off speed.
Green light to try and win the World Series. Instead takes ball 4. So, tying run 90 feet away. Winning run on base. Alejandro Kirk coming up.
And they will play back for the double play ball just based on his speed.
World Series could end on one swing in either direction. Home run wins it for the Blue Jays. Ground ball wins it for the Dodgers. Kirk, the captain, pokes it foul.
Double plays he's hit into this season. And
you know why he said 17 double plays? Because he was about to hit into his 18th. And of course, baseball and MLB equals 18. So it was so scripted.
Postseason, if you're wondering.
On an 0-1 pitch, Alejandro.
Not everyone's life runs in straight lines. At Sophia, we get that. Our
has a curve land in there, strike 2.
There's that breaking ball. That whenever he goes to that pitch, it's a built-in change of speed and makes the hitter buckle.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Kirk bounces one. Up the middle. Bets to the bag. Over to first. To beat the champ. You gotta knock him out. The Dodgers stand tall and win back-to-back titles.
Back-to-back 69. Man, what a rookie. What?
Answer couldn't get anything. Swear up his John well safety jury anyway. Yeah, when the one no mention to his best just can't see the game for the these are the time lock.
Years after Kurt Gibson did it. Freeman hit the walk-off home run, and it was actually 36 years after Kurt Gibson did it. And you know,
A lock. Yeah, but just want to say congratulations and thank you for all the trust, you guys. Thank you for your support on the Patreon. I appreciate everybody that's on there. Congratulations. Today we hit a 2-leg parlay. We had the Orlando Magic, and then we had the obvious lock, which was the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yeah, but these are the type of games, you guys, that you should put your house on it. Like I'm not even joking. They picked up their 106th win of the season on Fernando Valenzuela's birthday. I mean, this is what you call a lock.
Freeman hit the walk-off home run. Are you guys one time the NBA Finals? It ended on 6-1-7. The last 4 Celtic players to die was number 6, Bill Russell, Havlicek, number 17, Sam Jones, number 24. The Celtics win the championship on 6-17-24.
Oh, you're right.
Every game is
6-17.
They're sacrificing former players.
Yeah.
Who else caught that? The last 4 Celtics players to pass away: number 6, Bill Russell, Havlicek, number 17, Sam Jones, number 24, died on LeBron's birthday, and then Bill Walton passed away 666 days after Bill Russell did, and then the Celtics win the championship on 6-17-24 in 5 games. That sounds like a fraud? I don't think so.
And then
all my 2 cents is all about the money. MLB wants to see it's going back to LA. My man.
It's not going to go back to LA. Let me tell you something about
It's not going back to LA, buddy.
Yeah. Let me ask you something.
It's all about the dollars.
It's not about the dollars. It's not
about the rig. Could be.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. What's the odds? Try to hold the phone. Try to hold the phone. Let me ask you a question. Fernando Valenzuela died 2 days before World Series. He pitched a complete game in 1981, right? Do you know who went against him in that game? It was Rudy May. And guess who died the next day? Rudy May died. Rudy May died right before the Yankees and Dodgers won the World Series. They died a day apart, and those were the 2 pitchers in that 1981 World Series. That ask yourself what are the odds. And guess what? Friday is Fernando's birthday.
Oh, no doubt.
The Dodgers are probably going to be celebrating the parade in L.A. on his birthday, man.
On his B-Day.
Does that sound like a fraud, or does that sound like another unbelievable prediction? Friday, which was November 1st of that week, the Dodgers were going to be celebrating the parade on Fernando Valenzuela's birthday, as predicted. And that's exactly what happened. Does that sound like a fraud? I don't think so. Let's fast forward through this. Were you admitted to? We have so many correct predictions. This is not. I'm not doing this to brag. I'm just showing people that I don't come on here and lie. I mean, we have the track record. It just a lot of you don't know about it because you haven't looked at the history of this. We've been doing this for years. I mean, look at the dates. 2021. The MLB season began on April 1st, 2021, on April Fool's Day. Today is 215 days later. Atlanta Braves is 215. Now, obviously, we didn't have the Atlanta Braves in the beginning of the playoffs. We had the Boston Red Sox playing the Braves, but then we saw the riddle with Dusty Baker, how he played with Hank Aaron and stuff like that. So it just made more sense for them to pay tribute to Hank Aaron by having his old teammate lose to his team. It just makes more sense. But how perfect would it be for the season, for the Atlanta Braves to win the championship 215 days into the season, when the name of their team equals 215 in. You know, his name equals 165. He was born Aaron Charles Donald. Tomorrow, the Los Angeles Rams can improve to 16-5 for the season, and he could be that reason for that. And notice his name. It has the same gematria as Cincinnati Bengals. Well, at least in 2 out of the 4 ciphers, right? And, 165 is just a reshuffling of 156, right? So is Mr. Aaron Donald the reason that the Rams become 16-5? I think he will be.
Have you ever heard a
Again, this is what you call confidence. You know what I'm saying? So the Bears got the ball. They're going downfield.
In a moment that means so much to the city.
They're going downfield and they turn the ball over. And I'm doing this while the live stream is going on. You see, I didn't do this for the Seahawks because I wasn't as confident in that Seahawks-Rams game. And that's why I made a video before the game saying, listen, this game could go either way. Not a game you want to put a bunch of money on the Rams. See, that's not what a fraud would do. Why would a fraud come on here and warn people about a possible narrative going wrong when he's a fraud? I mean, did I do that for this game? No. Why? Because I was 100% sure that the Rams was going to win. They was going to win and beat the Bears. All right, so let's move forward. Let's see what else. What other predictions we have accomplished throughout the years. I don't know how people can watch this video and call me a fraud. This is unprecedented. Unprecedented. Never done before. Never done before. There it is. They won the game, 20-17. Okay, 119th World Series. I gave a lesson on why it was going to end. This is important for you guys to listen to, in case you're not familiar with the ritualism that took place during the 119th World Series. So just take a listen. Before the World Series started, the World Series was a tribute to George Bush and the attacks of September 11th. And unfortunately, we solved the riddle this year a little late. It took us all the way until the start of the World Series to solve it, but at least we did. At least we got to see what was really going on behind the World Series this year. Because every year, the World Series and all the other championship events are all a tribute to recent history. And, like last year, the World Series was a tribute to the Astroworld tragedy that killed 10 people in Houston. Which I predicted and made a video about. At the Travis Scott concert. And, every year before that, it's been the same thing. This year, they're paying tribute to George Bush and the 9/11 attacks because not only is he 77 years old, and that was a big number during the attacks of September 11th, but this year is the 119th World Series. And that number looks a lot like the date September 11th, which is written 11/9 in the majority of the world. So we know why they're paying tribute to the World Trade Center and the bombings that took place 22 years ago. It's because these numbers are significant. 119 and, of course, 77. George Bush is 77 years old. And remember, it was Flight 77 that hit the 77-foot Pentagon on the 77th meridian exactly 77 minutes after takeoff. And in the language of gematria, when you write out September 11th and World Trade Center, they both equate to 77. And so this is the perfect time for this ritual to happen. Now, the reason I'm saying that it might be over for the Arizona Diamondbacks, I had the Arizona Diamondbacks losing in either 5 or 7. And the reason I didn't choose 6 is because George Bush, he did an interview with Derek Jeter where he said that the Rangers was going to win in 6 games. And we know when these people come on TV and say something that it's the total opposite, So once he said Game 6, we threw Game 6 out the window. We knew a World Series was not going to end in 6 games. And we also knew it wasn't going to end in a sweep because it didn't make sense for it to be a sweep because the numbers didn't really line up that well. And I did expect the Diamondbacks manager to become 11-9 in the postseason. And in order for that to happen, he had to win one game. And he did. And by losing yesterday, he became 11-9 in the year of the 119th World Series. Go look up the Diamondbacks manager's postseason record right now. He has 11 wins and 9 losses. But look at this. George Bush, notice he was born July 6th, the 187th of the year, a big number with the Society of Jesus. And, of course, he's 77 years old. If the World Series ends on 11-1, another big number in the World Trade Center. Remember, 9/11 leaves 111 days left in the year. New York equals 111. If it ends today on November 1st, it will end on his 119th day of his age. From his birthday to today, it's a full span of 119 days. Man, what an amazing presentation that was. And I was spot on. It ended on November 1st. Guys, to look at the date that I made this video. This video was published October 15th. And it's beyond sports, you guys. We predicted the age that people are going to die. The age that celebrities are going to die. It's beyond the sports games. All right? You can give a dog a ball and tell the dog, kick the ball to the winning team, and he'll probably get it right. It's not about picking winners. What we're doing is way more sophisticated than that. 2022. Take a listen. I hope this plays because this is further proof of how they are sacrificing. Because I don't think is Dikembe. You guys think Dikembe is going to survive this brain tumor? I mean, I just read on the CDC's website that only like 36% of Americans survive the first 5 years of this brain tumor. So, and Dikembe Mutombo is 58, so they might let him live another 2 years, but 50. Oh man, I don't mean to laugh, but look at this, you guys. I said, I made this video when Dikembe Mutombo was 56. I said, they might let him live another 2 years because his name equals 58. Look at the breaking news today, you guys. Hawks legend, Hall of Famer Dikembe Mutombo, he died at the age of 58. Of course, Secret Society, Rosicrucian, all equates to 58. And of course, he dies right before the NBA season starts. Yeah, a lot of you say that I never predicted anything. Sure. R.I.P. Dikembe. Sorry about that.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys.
That's funny because this was early in my my decoding career, if you want to say. We predicted that Chase Briscoe is going to win the NASCAR race. I mean, there was like 50 drivers. Chase Briscoe was going to win was because his unborn baby passed away right before the race. And this was a huge 98 ritual. And notice the race was in Darlington. Unborn baby has the same gematria. Sick stuff. Sick stuff. But massive 98 ritual. The game was played at the Darlington Raceway, which equals 98. He drives the vehicle number 98. This was him after the race. He got knelt down on one knee, which is all ritualistic Freemasonry stuff. One of the reasons Colin Kaepernick did the one knee. A lot of you thought he was kneeling because of police brutality. You guys are just dumb. This is Freemasonry symbolism. So the guy wins. He drives the vehicle number 98 at the Darlington Raceway. He drives a Toyota 200, by the way. And the race was on May 21st when 521 is the 98th prime number. So how perfect for the number 98 to win on 521. And not only that, but his full name, Chase David Wayne Briscoe, it equals 98. And it also equals 21-5, like the date, 21/5. right? 521 is the 98th prime, but his name also has that 215 connection. You know? You know how hard it is there's like 50 drivers at a race. You think this is easy? No, it's not. Keep in mind that the odds was plus 800 for Chase Briscoe to win. Plus 800. Okay, so yeah, I made a decision on the Rams game. For the prop bets, I think 12 is going to be a big number this week. At least, not this week, on Saturday. 12th day numerology. Puka Nacua, number 12. He has 10 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, which means he has a total of 11 touchdowns this season. If he gets 1, he gets a 12 total touchdowns. So that's definitely a possibility. I don't know if he'll get two passing touchdowns though. But yeah, the narrative is there to get for him to get at least 1, especially with the 237 teams. Los Angeles and Carolina both equal 37 to 12 prime. Same thing goes for Bryce Young. If he gets intercepted at least once, he'll have 12 interceptions this season, which is highly that actually this is actually a better. I think this has a lot more legs than Puka getting 2 touchdowns. Because even if he gets 1 passing touchdown, he'll only have 11 passing touchdowns. He'll have a 12 total, though. Because he did rush 1 in, so. And I think he's the only player on the field that wears the number 12. So we can see a big game from number 12 on the 12th day numerology.
Going end zone. Puka Nacua, and just like that, Los Angeles is on the board. Nacua with his 3rd catch of the day. Adams down here. They give it to Puka Nacua, though. And Nacua breaks tackles and gets his 2nd touchdown. Puka Nacua having himself one heck of a day. To throw. First read taken away. Rips it over the middle, and it's picked off. Kobe Durant, the interception.
Hey man, shout out Simple Truth TV for these parlay picks. These are not my picks. These are from Simple Truth TV's Patreon. Check this out. Put in 150. Got 500. 300. 1,203.
How can somebody watch that, listen to that, and call me a fraud? Like, and think about tuning in to a live stream and the guy that you're watching, you consider him a fraud. What did I say about you? Yeah, man, I have so many, and there's so many other calls. I mean, again, this is beyond sports. You know, we've solved so many riddles, man. I mean, put out a book in 2021. First, I was gonna name it Gematria Murder, and then I chose to name it the killing name. But yeah, man, how many people connected the Jay-Z 99 Problem song to George Floyd? I mean, again, very underappreciated. That's why we have to give ourselves flowers, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody else gonna do it. And I don't expect them to. You know, there was one prediction that I was really proud of. That was when Aaron Judge hit his 60-second home run, and we predicted that the Yankees were gonna go 99-62. They did at number 99, hit his 60-second home run. Funny enough, after we made that video, the Yankees put out a meme saying pretty much the same thing that we said in the video. So let me see if I can find that. he pretty much just said the same exact thing. That makes me think like, oh man, are these people watching my shit? Like, what are the odds I put out that video and then they put out a video with saying the same shit as me? I mean, I always wonder, man, are they watching? Oh man, yeah, we don't really have anything to prove anymore. I mean, y'all can believe whatever y'all want, man. We nailed the Cavaliers yesterday over the Lakers. Easy one, easy win, easy win. Okay, where is that? It's 4 years ago. Braves in 6, rigged World Series. Yeah, it ended 215 days into the season. I mean, Atlanta Braves was 215. The Kobe Bryant sacrifice. Was this the day that he died? Oh no, that was 2 years later. Yeah, because that video got my channel got deleted. The original video. And this is the video that we was trying to figure out who the two players that was going to be in the home run derby. And we actually figured out the matchup, but we got the winner wrong. We had Julio Rodriguez going against Juan Soto, and we had Rodriguez over Soto, but they gave it to Soto. But we got the matchup correct. Yes, sir. Iconic Dodgers broadcaster Vince Scully died. Little did we know that the next full World Series was going to be synced up with him. Oh, here it is. Aaron Judge scripted season. How will it end? Man. Shout out to E.B. Palmer. Yeah, so if you want to wait, guys, want to wait for tomorrow. If you want to put some money on the Yankees to win today, I would, because I think they are gonna get to 99 and 61. I do think that's gonna happen. 99 and 61, because this whole year has been about 99 getting to 61 to 61. This whole year has been about 99 getting to 61. So why wouldn't the Yankees be 99 and 61 for the season? It just makes perfect sense. Like, are you not fucking listening? This shit is like, and then look what the MLB their Instagram page put out. Look at this. Right after that video, this came out.
Mahomes.
Judge, he's done it! 62!
To get to 62, you got to go back to 61. 1961, 161st Street, game 161. 61 degrees, number 9 hits 61. 61 years later, in game 161, number 99 hits 62. The night the Yankees go 99, and yeah, 62.
That was after my video came out. After I was telling people that the Yankees was going to become 99 and 61, And then they eventually ended up picking up another loss, 99-62, the day he got his 62nd home run.
Now, I don't know if the Yankees are going to win more than 99 games. I think they're going to finish with 99 wins and get to 63 losses because 99 plus 63 is 162.
Yeah.
Like how he could break.
And that's what happened because, let me show you why. In Gematria record equals 99-63. They finished the season 99-63 that year. As Aaron Judge broke the record.
Jim Maris's record on his 162nd day of age. So tomorrow, the Texas Rangers pitchers undecided for the day game. That game starts at 2 o'clock. This is the game I think the Yankees are going to lose. This 8 o'clock game with Jericho. It makes sense. Jericho always fucking up games. People always betting big on Jericho, always fucking up people's tickets. So Jericho will be the perfect person to pick up that 60-second loss of the season. Always fucking up people's tickets, Jericho. He's supposed to be this great pitcher. And it's going to be 88 degrees in Texas tomorrow, huh? Perfect. 88 degrees. For Mr. Judge. Got to make sure the temperature's right. How they do it, I don't know. How do you just... It's like they have a fucking device where they can just lower the temperature. They say, you know what? It's a little too warm for Aaron. Let's bring it down to 88. Man, these people got some crazy technology, man. Like I remember when Tom Brady became 7-3 in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. The temperature was 73 degrees in Florida that day. Speaking of Tom Brady, yesterday he became 6-4 at home against the Chiefs all time. When Kansas City Chiefs is 64. And I think the Chiefs, he became 8-6 versus the Chiefs all time.
I'm yapping. Yeah, but we got the point. I just got the point. I want to watch this video, though. 9/11. Very iconic video.
I see red rum. I hear red rum. I taste red rum. I see red. I see red. I see red. Whose blood is there? I see red. The system don't love us, want us dead. Propaganda put this fear in my head. Trump don't love you, want you dead. Illuminati wanna paint the soil red. Skull and bones want us off the planet dead. I want my mark in the soil for my set. So these bitches and these niggas don't forget. Who put the driving motivation in your head? Who saved you niggas from the nightmares in your bed? I hear the beat go on and I just see red. I feel my mama crying, now I see red. I see my sister dying, now I see red. Who put this poison in my body, in my head? I see my family hurting, I just see red.
I want you to look up the original definition of terrorism. The original definition of terrorism is government by intimidation. Look it up. Government by intimidation. I want you to think about what our government and our news does to us, from 9/11 to killer germs. They scare us through the screen, and then they tell us to give up our rights and liberties, and they tell us to submit to a surveillance state, and they tell us to stay in our homes and give up our jobs and our way of life. And look at what it does to us. Think about all the young children growing up right now with all the fear, the non-stop fear, constantly being blamed on false threats, whether it's a boogeyman in the cave or supposedly some deadly germs.
Got rid of the Taliban in Afghanistan. The Taliban did not want poppy plants and opium in their country. We killed the Taliban, and we brought back the poppy and opium production and now the world is flooded with heroin and fentanyl, and Big Pharma is making the biggest profits they ever have. All over the streets, people are addicted to not only heroin, they're addicted to things like Percocet 30s. And Big Pharma is gloating about how much money, how many record profits there are right now. You guys think about this. The Bible, Genesis 11:9. Genesis 11:9, if you're not familiar, is where the Tower of Babel, the story ends. The Tower of Babel, the tower that divides the world, it ends in Genesis 11:9. The majority of the world writes the date, September 11th, 11/9. And stop me if you've heard this one before, but from the day that Obama took office to the day that Osama was killed was exactly 119 weeks. 119. And they said Osama was killed in Pakistan. Please look up the founder of Pakistan. He was killed on September 11th. Go figure. There's also something known as the 9/11 of Chile, where the CIA went in and overthrew their leader. That also happened on September 11th. That was our CIA. Speaking of the CIA, George Herbert Walker Bush, not to be confused with George Walker Bush, who was the president when 9/11 happened, he was the 11th director of the CIA. George H.W. Bush, the 11th director of the CIA, on September 11th, 1990, 11 years to the day of the attack, he gave a speech about a new world order, a world freer of terrorism. And we all know what happened 11 years later. Again, New York, the 11th state, the buildings that look like an 11 that came down after flight AA-11. 11 is the master number in numerology. You might think numerology is stupid. You might think astrology is stupid. You might think that's old world-fashioned stuff. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with you, but the people who rule over us, it's very important to them. They use it every single day. And again, notice the number 119. If you don't know how numerology works, you just add a bigger number until you compress it to either a single digit or the number 11 or 22. 1 plus 1 plus 9 is 11. Before 9/11, one of the biggest tragedies in this nation's history was JFK. He was killed on 11/22. 11 is the master number, 22 is the master builder number. And here we are in 2022 trying to undo what this corrupt cabal does to us every single day, using this occult knowledge to torment us. Now, if you've never heard this word before, please look it up. Gematria. Gematria. The word gematria is a biblical practice. It is the practice of coding numbers into words. And the reason you must know this practice is because it reveals what's really being done. Again, I just told you that from when Obama took office to when Osama was killed was exactly a span of 119 weeks. And again, he was killed in Pakistan. He was killed in Pakistan, Osama, so they tell us. But again, the founder of Pakistan was also killed on September 11th. Right now in Pakistan, they are underwater. And in astrological terms, people might blame Poseidon for the current flooding of Pakistan. The old world would say, oh, that's Poseidon that's done that. Well, are you aware that on the World Trade Center was the Trident of Poseidon? You can go down to the museum right now and they have an exhibit called Trident Strong. You guys, the trident is the spear of Poseidon. In Gematria, Poseidon equals 119. Osama bin Laden was killed in Operation Neptune Spear. Operation Neptune Spear. Neptune is Poseidon in astrology. You guys, numerology and astrology are very important to the people who govern over us. It's old world occult knowledge that's always been shared and held by the ruling elite. Nothing has changed from the time of Babylon to right now. This is New Babylon. And again, if you learn this knowledge, you will see through what's going on every single day. That is not an exaggeration. Just as it's so current, you guys, I want you to think about this one too. We just heard about the death of Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth just died exactly 911 days after the pandemic was declared. The pandemic was declared March 11th, 2020. She died September 8th, 911 days later. Of course, Corona means crown. She wore the crown. Now she's been replaced by her son, King Charles. If you got a question for us, come talk to us, sir. You don't got to yell at us and walk by. We're happy to answer your questions. Yeah, it takes courage to come confront somebody face to face instead of screaming at them from a mile away. But anyhow, you guys, here's something I really want you to look into. I want you to understand why there were 2 towers that became 0, that became 1. It's the same reason that right before coronavirus, the same people who are now profiting from the pandemic had something called Event 201. If you don't know about this, please look it up. You all got your smartphones in your pocket. Type in Event 201. You will see it took place October 18th, 2019. It was a simulation of a coronavirus pandemic put on the exact same day the military World Games began in Wuhan, China. That's a major coincidence. And some of us use that word way too much to dismiss what's really going on, like these ladies walking by looking and laughing. Took place in your city. On 9/11, 2 towers became 0 before they became 1. I'll tell you something else, another big 201 in history, because it's another hot topic right now. 5 years before the World Trade Center was opened on April 4th, 1973, there was a major tragedy in this nation. April 4th, 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And exactly 201 days later, this nation had its first gun control laws. The Moonwalker. Michael Jackson turned 11 years old 40 days after the moon landing. Again, we're talking about gematria. Moonwalk equals 40 in gematria. So does United States. Special number to this nation's history. But again, on Michael Jackson's George Floyd was killed, there was a massive protest in Paris. Statue being torn down. Stand up for it. Exactly. That's not so everybody give us some credit. You're the ones that have some courage to what's the black all this created all this ways so I salute you and stay tuned because we know exactly what we smoke.
To be snitching and saying, oh, this person said we could be here.
How you guys doing? My name is Victor. I was born in New York. I'm a New York native.
Flight 77 hit the plane, or hit the Pentagon, excuse me. And if you look it up in the 9/11 Commission report, it says it took off at 8:20 and it crashed at 9:37. Well, do the math on that. That is 77 minutes later. So Flight 77 on the Pentagon's birthday crashes into it 77 minutes later. And not only that, but Washington, D.C. is on the 77th meridian west. The Pentagon is also 77 feet tall. If you learn gematria, you will find that when you spell out the words of September 11th, it equals 77. When you write out World Trade Center, it equals 77. When you write out the Manhattan Project, it equals 77. Think of the odds of these things. These buildings that come down in Manhattan, and they call it Ground Zero, the only 3 steel frame buildings to collapse in history from fire all fell on 9/11. How come the Empire State Building didn't fall down when the plane flew into it? Why is the Empire State Building still standing? We all learned in New York when a plane hits a building, hey, it doesn't even have to hit a plane. You know, again, you guys, we had 2 planes and 3 buildings. But the Empire State Building, built with older architecture, stood? How? How, you guys? You know why we go along with this? It's because of what happened to us in slave school. We learned that we weren't supposed to question the authority, didn't we? We were supposed to just circle, yeah, Christopher Columbus, he discovered the nation. Who cares about the people who are here? Shout out to Howard Zinn, who wrote a People's History of the United States. He documented Columbus's letter about how easy it was to murder the Native Americans, how easy it was to rape their women. And we celebrate that guy every year in this nation. That's the kind of nation we live in, that we celebrate a guy who liked to pick on people who had lesser technology, murder them, rape their women, take their land, and then we say, you know, he found the country.
Things are changing.
Come on, you guys. We've been taught our whole lives to believe what the authority tells us. Let's spell it together. Can we even spell it? That American education didn't do much of us, or any of us, much good. But have we ever spelled out believe? Have we ever spelled out the word believe? Let's spell it out. B-E-L-I-E. We're going to stop right there. Yeah, there's a B-E. I know, I'm not that dumb. But there's lie right in the middle, isn't there? L-I-E.
You like that song? Yeah, that's yeah, that was a song by my friend. He made that song. So Topsy says, notice how nobody gives a shit about what Zach is talking about. All the people standing out there are people from the community. None of them they give a shit. Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's why this stuff hasn't gone anywhere and nobody gives a fuck. But we cared because we went out there in the rain. So not everybody. It's not everybody. Because there was a lot of people out there. It's unfortunate that that was 2022. We haven't done that again. We already that's almost 4 years ago. Yeah, man, this stuff is sad, sad, sad. I actually have another one too. Let's see. Me and Johnny. It's classic right here.
Simple Truth Television.
Where are we now, John?
We're in Central Park West here, right across from the Dakota building by Strawberry Fields. We're going to try to work the public here and educate them on gematria, the code of numbers and numbers, letters and numbers. We have the Dakota building over here, and my buddy Simple Truth pointed out that there's an 81 and 81 in the building, 81 and an 18, the old, good old ritual number. Of course, where you, at the 17-minute and 28-minute mark, which is the kill number of that movie, you had blood on the back of a pale green beetle. Just like you had the blood on the back of John Lennon in 1980. That film came out in 1967, I believe. 23 years later, you had blood on the back of the beetle's head. Like you had the black blood on the back.
You want to know what's the sad part? Going back to what Topsy was saying. Yeah, maybe people don't give a fuck about what he's saying. But, okay. All right. Just to answer your question, look at this. Look at what happened to people on the day of 9/11, right? And this is why sometimes I feel like people deserve what they get. So here you have a guy explaining to you what really took place on this day. And probably these same people are walking by just ignoring the guy with the microphone. Now, how can you feel bad for these people when here we are trying to warn them and they're just ignoring the information? That's why sometimes I feel like, these people deserve it. They deserve this. This right here, they deserved it. Because there's information out there that can help you avoid this, but nobody wants to do anything about it. People look at us like we're crazy, like this is conspiracy bullshit. And here they are, running for their life, while another ritual is taking place in their city. And they're not interested in knowing why that's going on. Meanwhile, these people continue to get away with it over and over and over again. And probably those same people that was running, they was probably at the game when the Rangers were playing the Diamondbacks, and the Rangers are winning the World Series 119 days after George Bush's birthday, the 77-year-old George Bush. The same people that got terrorized are now spending their money for those baseball tickets to go watch the Rangers win the World Series, to win the 119th World Series. So that's what I'm saying. These people deserve it. They deserve it. How people don't care about knowledge and information that can save them? I mean, this was a serious thing, man. 9/11 was serious, man. I mean, I don't think people say that there's crisis actors. Okay, maybe there's crisis actors in some of these false flags, but these people right here don't look like crisis actors, man. Especially this lady right here bleeding out her leg like that. I mean, this is the criminal. This is criminal stuff. Look at these people, man. You trying to tell me all these people are crisis actors? No, these are victims. Not crisis actors. These are victims of the cabal. All right, so you don't care about that knowledge. That's on you, buddy. So next time it happens, don't say we ain't warn you. Look at these guys. You think this is a joke right here? This is not a joke. That was not a joke, man. That was serious stuff, man. Straight out of a movie, man. Yeah, so people keep yelling, walking by, yelling, not giving a fuck. Yeah, all right, no problem. Next time it happens, just make sure you have tissue to clean off the dust off your body. And that's if you survive, right? Yeah, you're right, but even I mean, there's enough people in this community, and it's just that I don't think anybody's trying to risk what they got going on. So that's what it is. Nobody's trying to take a risk. Yeah, I remember the monk. Yeah, on 9/11, exactly. It was sick stuff. I have that video. I forgot where that video is at. I think actually they took that video down. They took that video down. They took that video down. Yep. All right, you guys. I'm a little sick today, so I'll come back once I get better, man. But yeah. Good luck today on the picks, and good luck with everything else, man. You think it's still up? Yeah, I'll look for it later. I doubt it though, cause they took down a lot of videos that had the word coronavirus in it around that time. Yeah, people are under a spell. I mean, that's why when these things happen, like you can't even feel bad for them anymore. Yeah, it looks straight out of a movie, man. Like, man, it's just like look at this shit, man. This was next level shit, man. Look at this, man. Look at this shit, man. They brought 2 buildings down right while everybody's going to work, like 9:00 in the morning. Like that's prime time right there, man. Everybody's trying to get to work, trying to get their day started, and boom, buildings is coming down. You gotta ask yourself, right? Who the hell is taking all these photos? Like they probably had a cameraman at the site taking these photos. Like you gotta understand, this was 2001. Nobody had a camera phone. Like, where are all these photos coming from? Like, who took this picture right here? Like, having a camera in 01 wasn't that popular. So they probably had some type of agent in there just going around taking iconic photos. I mean, that's how sick this stuff is. I mean, why? Like, who decided to take a photo of this firefighter sitting on this car right here? Like, oh, this is a nice scene. Let me take a picture. I'm telling you, this stuff is really sick, man. Like this right here, this photo. Who decided to take this photo? These photos were taken the days after 9/11 by NYPD and fire department members. Yeah, exactly. The NYPD took those photos. They was probably told to do it. Oh, so this was like the next day, and look how it was still looking bad. Wow. Yeah, it took a long time to repair all that stuff. Yep. All right, you guys. I'll take care, man, and I'll see you a little later on probably tomorrow. Enjoy your weekend. 21 weeks after the Bucks. 20 time Thursday losses. Okay. No victims. I don't know about that. You want to call in? Yeah, I'm about to end the stream though. I mean, you can call me privately though. You talk about anything. Yeah, that's how it is. You got to give yourself credit. Yeah, Jorge, I'm going to change my mic because I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm gonna get a new mic. All right, you guys, enjoy your Thursday, man. See you later.